Welcome back. All eyes are on the skies. We know that the issue with the tragedy in Washington, D.C., people are talking about air traffic control. So the assistant professor in air traffic management at Embry-Riddle, Dustin Farrell, joins us. Dustin, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Let's talk about the tragedy, not specifically what happened, but we know there was a near miss over the skies of Phoenix, and now people are being told there's a shortage of air traffic controllers. Is there a shortage, and is it a crisis in the U.S.?
Good question. I think that, the qualifications to get into the profession, the training, are certainly very in-depth. So it potentially can create a strain depending on geographical location. But there's enough coverage, obviously, throughout the country to handle the traffic safely. Again, the tragedy created a little bit more highlight in the news, so people are paying a little bit more attention. But the controllers that are out there, they're the best in the business, and they keep us safe. They're doing significant amounts of training to get into the job. They do recurrent training throughout the year, and as far as the shortage goes, it's a continual pendulum to try and make sure that you're in the right spot to handle the traffic, that we have the demand that's out there right now.
So when you talk about that they are the best trained in the business, that was the expectation. I think we need that very high standard. What is the time frame from someone that enters to a school like yours to where they're qualified to be an air traffic controller? What's that time frame?
It depends. Certainly depends on the facility that a controller goes to. We have our controllers that are in the air traffic control towers that are located around, some of our busiest airports or the busier airports. And then we have our en route and radar controllers. Those training requirements are a little bit different just because of the makeup of the airspace, the traffic that they're handling, et cetera. So from a time that for example, a student that would go to Embry-Riddle would go through a 4-year degree. They would graduate and go on to the FAA Academy. That could last anywhere from 3 to 6 months or so. And then they're going to go to the facility where training could be anywhere from a year up to 3 years before they're fully certified.
One of the things the media has been reporting about what happened in D.C., they talked about equipment being antiquated at that airport. Is there a need for systems updates? Because obviously technology changes so fast. Is there a need to update the systems around the country?
I think some of that will come out in the investigation from the accident out in Washington, D.C., but the equipment that's utilized throughout the country continually gets a refresh. We'll just have to see what comes out of this investigation to see how they feel on what setup they have out there.
When it comes to recruiting, are you meeting your recruiting goals? Is the industry getting the new talent it needs to replace people retiring and the growth that we're seeing?
So at our university, our enrollment in the air traffic program is increasing year over year. We have majors that are going that want to go to the academy. They want to go be air traffic controllers. And a lot of our students are picking up a minor degree in air traffic control. So we have a year over year growth, at least out here in Prescott, of students that are becoming interested in the field. We have a great program here. And I think, the talent that we have coming out of our school are going to be well equipped and well prepared.
Do you use tragedies like this or the near misses we saw in Phoenix? Is that used in part of the training with students you have at your school?
It's not something that we get to talk about a lot because it doesn't happen.
It's rare.
Often. So I was meeting with students the other day and talking about, it's not too often that we get to talk real time about something like this. And get to have that firsthand knowledge of how the process works, how the investigations dig into the root cause analysis, and how new changes are implemented to ensure that things like this don't happen again.
Dustin, I have to say thank you. We appreciate the information. All eyes are on this industry, and instead of speculating, we want to go to an expert, and we appreciate your expertise and your time.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Good to hear from the experts on any topic, but especially this one, keeping the skies safe. We'll be back.